Playing support has actually never been easier than it is right now.
You know, Blitz told me that he's been playing League of Legends. He's level 9, and he said, you know, in Dota, it's like impressive if you don't miss too many last hits. He says in League, you have to try to miss last hits because it's so easy.
True.
He said he hasn't died, and he has a kill death ratio of 1,000.
Okay, well,
I believe
first off,
that,
if you
actually.
haven't died, your kill death ratio is infinite because you don't have any
Yeah,
deaths.
true, but like...
So Will is first off an
what a
idiot,
put
but
down.
everybody knows that.
Yeah.
Right?
Can't divide
Second
by
off,
0, dumbass.
He couldn't find... Okay, I'm not going to actually say that because that would be really awkward. You know how he walks up to everyone and he does this?
Yes.
Right? That's what I was going to say. But he couldn't find it. For like 2 minutes. And no one knows what I'm talking about. It doesn't matter because you know, Shane.
Yeah.
I know.
Only you know. You have to put it in the vault. So, Ogs McGee, I was just talking to Suns fan about this earlier. He was like, how come Ogre's not picked more? And I said, because he sucks. Do you think he sucks? I think he's...
Not a terrible hero. Very good, actually.
I think he is pickable. I was being a little facetious with him, but I feel like he just doesn't hit that power curve that you need to in that early mid game.
So imagine the lane presence of an Undying, because that's almost what Ogre Magi brings to the table.
Right.
He has ridiculous base armor, good health regen, very hard to bully around. Like he typically does the bullying. And then you can have Bloodlust on a carry. You potentially have 2 disables during late game, because you can buy Aghanims. And I mean, it's just...
He sounds great on paper, but why isn't it working? I think his win rate is still pretty poor.
One of the things he struggles with is during the mid game. Like his stun is such a long cast time and a short range that it's easily stoppable. Like say just a nice shackle shot or something like that, you could interrupt the stun really nicely.
Right. Takes him a while to pick up that club.
Yeah.
It's a heavy club.
It really is.
I wouldn't hate to see him in an offlane role, though. I really feel like...
Didn't Empire play the Dream League? They did offlane Ogre.
They did.
Yes,
Yeah, you were right. They did.
Did it work out?
I don't think so.
No, didn't work.
Whatever happened to the solo mid Ogre, man? Was that the old Root Gaming used to do that? That was their play.
I mean,
dude.
it's actually pretty good because Ignite is one of the highest effective nukes in terms of mana cost versus damage dealt. I think at level 4 it's like 400 something damage. It's actually insane.
Yeah, it is.
So you can actually do that and do okay against a lot of the current mid heroes. It's just the other mid heroes have a bigger mid game impact, whereas you're pretty much only throwing out stuns and ignites. You know, like Queen gets her ulti, she has huge AoE damage, big team fight impact. Wind Ranger transitions into a pure like position 1 almost. She also is very hard to kill and has good lockdown. So these other heroes kind of just outshine the mid and late game aspects of an Ogre, whereas you could lane him there. It just doesn't transition that well.
Yeah, if you can get in early ags, your mid game is crazy, but then it just kind of falls off.
Yeah.
Compared to something like you said, Wind Ranger, and that's, my God, Wind Ranger, what a hero. Seeing Weehaw play her at ESL 1, I was like, this hero is so much better than I thought. If you can land 2 hero shackles at the 15-minute mark,
win the game.
You actually win the game for your team at 15 minutes if you're that good.
I actually feel like overall this is the best hero on Dota right now. That's actually my honest opinion.
Like just because of her versatility, how she can like control the game.
She can do everything.
She sets the tempo. She can win the lane. She can push towers with her ult.
She can win any lane. Any lane. She can just power shot spam. She has like ridiculous range. Her animation and base damage are both good. She has melee invulnerability built in, which also increases movement speed. She has high single physical target DPS, which is much harder to deal with in Magic. And you also have to like...
Yeah.
You have to somehow gank this hero, which is also hard to gank.
Yeah.
I actually, like... Obviously, it's disputable. Like, I'm not saying it's just hands down the best. I'm just saying, like, that's my opinion. I feel like overall she is the best.
Okay.
I mean, maybe Doom is the only hero that I would say right now could maybe best her in terms of not just like not winning a lane, but
Doomer,
like,
and then you're just like, yeah, whatever. Right?
Well, yeah, but not just because he's Doom, but just because he can go in any lane. And it's sort of the same thing. Like he can maybe not win every lane, but he can survive through crazy, ridiculous lane matchups. You pair him with somebody aggressive. Centaur
is pretty good against Windrunner as well. The passive is good. The burst damage is good, and the ulti to run away from her ulti.
Centaur, you mean?
Yeah.
Yeah. No, that is true. I'm not talking like she does have counters, but I just mean in like the 1v1 aspect.
Okay.
And also what she offers to the team. I feel like that's super hard to beat right now. Like what she can actually do. Granted, you have to land shackles.
Whoa. These picks, man. Some interesting stuff here. Visage and Spirit Breaker.
Starting to get the microphone thing where you're looking and you're like, I can't see that part of the screen. I got to look over there.
I'm doing the dual screener.
The back and forth. Spirit Breaker Visage, though, for the CIS rejects. Axe for Na'Vi. We'll see what they grab with their 4th. Who was it that was talking about the solo mid Visage? Was it Melk that kept talking about it on the panel? He kept trying to tell us...
ESL, you mean?
Yeah, ESL. He kept trying to tell us that Visage is incredible solo mid.
I think it's pretty good, actually.
It is actually.
And I'm trying to remember which team he said was like talking about doing it. It might have been.
The thing
I
with
can't remember.
Visage is really good because a long time ago, Grave Chill used to be a scaling duration, but now it's the same. Wait, no, it was scaling attack speed and movement speed slow.
Yeah.
Right. But now it's always the same at every rank, and the only thing that increases is
The duration. Yeah,
So,
and the cooldown.
Yeah. So basically, what you get is a free trade on any hero. Like you can't trade when you have Grave Chill on; it's impossible. So even if you have 0 armor, you just can't hit. It's like trying to hit with Untouchable on, and then he's hitting like twice as fast. So you can't trade with him. If you do, he still has Soul Assumption, which makes his trading even more difficult to deal with.
Oh yeah, because it's a net. It's like a huge net difference
Yeah.
because he gains what you lose. That's actually
when you hit 6,
a ridiculous value point.
he can control both runes by himself.
Yeah.
He can just kill one, take the other, right? Like Meepo, similar.
Right.
So yeah, he is actually a very good mid. It's just very hard to do well. That's why no one does it, because it's just hard.
Yeah.
I actually love the TA pick, especially against Spirit Breaker. You know, if you're a TA solo mid, Spirit Breaker's kind of got this, you know, the charge damage, then maybe a bash damage and a multi damage. That's only 3 instances of damage. And a high level refraction, you just completely ignore the gank.
Yeah, that's true. And she has scouting tools. If she has like some
exactly.
vision on the runes, might be able to see cheeseburgers flying through.
Yeah, late game, that's actually so powerful. Having traps around the map, you can, especially in key points, you can definitely predict the movement.
And of course, they're on Dire, so TA is just a bit more appealing in general. The Roche control, all that good stuff.
Okay, so you're doing an offensive tri-line, you have an Axe, you have an Ogre, and who's your third one? This is
You know, I would have said Ancient Apparition. That's a great last band here from CIS Rejects.
Shadow Demon, dude.
Oh, that's great setup with Axe. I like that.
But what if they send the Ogre and the Queen offlane and they do Axe 1v1 against Spirit Breaker?
That works too.
Yeah.
And just have your other support step mech get stacks in the jungle and stuff for the TA, roam around a little bit.
You could easily do that. I mean, it just depends on what your game plan is, really.
Well, CIS Rejects have some flexibility here. I really doubt it'll be a core Visage, even though it's pretty cool. They need their position 1. And there it is, Spectre, one of the hyper carries, new buzzword that we learned. Thank you, Andy.
What can I say? I'm a trendsetter.
All right. So when does Spectre really shine? Like, how does a team, when you can pick any carry like that, basically none of them have been banned out except like Drow, Razor, Doom. Why Spectre here? What makes her so appealing?
I mean, Spirit Breaker charge plus Spectre ulti is a thing, for sure.
Yeah, global presence.
Yeah, the Visage Birds help too. I think it's also just because these types of heroes, when you get to late game, Spectre is incredibly hard to kill under normal circumstances, right? But now you're going to have Dazzle Grave on top of that. You're going to have Weave on top of that as well. I think that they set up a pretty strong lane for her. People underestimate, Spectre is not bad early. She's actually not, because if you have good points into Desolate and Dagger, you deal a ton of damage. Refraction just got changed to make Vanguard like ridiculous on the hero. So you take almost no damage when you get hit now, because it takes into account, I think, before mitigation.
It's before mitigation now.
Right. So that makes damage block much better on the newer dispersion as opposed to the old one. So if you want to go that build, you can. And I just feel like overall this hero is just absurdly strong. I'm surprised it's not actually picked more.
I really like it against Axe as well. You know, when you have a blink initiation, especially with Spectre, you can just, if you're initiating with the Spirit Breaker, you just hunt and it cancels Axe re-engage.
Yeah. Well, they have 2 blinks, right? The TA and the Axe.
Yeah, TA is a bit harder though. You know, it'll take them a few
Refraction,
seconds.
yeah.
Yeah.
Oh. Whoa. Okay.
I like that. So you just always global the haunt, basically.
Support silencer. Yeah.
Or you global a charge if you need to.
How long is the cooldown on Haunt? Is it comparable to Global?
Global
is longer.
Because that's what I'm worried. Anytime I see the support silencer, that's...
I mean, it's like a 20 or 30 second difference, I think.
Okay, so it's not that huge. But
Yeah,
that's one of the cruxes of that hero. Like, when he's in a core role, you can kind of play around it because he can be a bully and he can do other stuff, but...
Haunt is longer cooldown than it is?
It's 2 minutes, right?
I thought it was 2 minutes. And I think that silencer is almost 3.
I think silencer's like 100 and... Is it like 180 then scales down to 160? I want to say.
I think that's Warlock ulti. I don't know. I gotta look. I don't play silencer, man. Where's James?
James.
He knows. But
That's true.
I can't check. It's annoying. Like, you used to be able to check the hero skills.
You can tab out.
Yeah, I can, but I don't wanna.
You have the power, Andy. I can't tap out.
Learn. You should go to that tab.
Oh, here we go. I'm going to get it faster than you. That's what you get, silly Willy. 130 on global.
Right.
Okay, it's
120
way
Haunt,
shorter than I thought, and Han is 120. So that's only a 10-second difference. Okay, then it works for sure. But it feels like usually when I see a silencer picked up in the support role, it's like, yeah, sure. In the ideal scenario, global is great. It counters them, but it just takes one misplay or like one missed global towards that mid to late game, and then you can just run all over.
The other thing too is if you charge the silencer, then there's a chance that he might not be able to cast a spell.
It's very, very good if you're diving towers early against Dazzle. You know, it just completely shuts down the hero.
Yeah. Yeah, that's true. And it's also... They changed Haunt now so that even if you like reality in right away, the illusions stay for the duration.
Yes.
Right? So
and
I
if
feel
you
like...
switch illusion, it's safe.
Yeah, so I feel like this counter pick is not quite as strong as like... Because if he gets the ult off, maybe you can stop him from realitying in, but that's only like half the battle. You still have to take all the damage from the illusions.
I still think it's pretty good.
No, it is a good pick.
Okay. All right.
Especially when you have all these like aggressive heroes like Axe.
I think I'm just a sucker for core silencer. That's why I'm so cynical about the
Illidan's got your back, dude.
Yeah, I know. That's what I'm talking about. I like that. I mean, have you played against like a silencer that goes max glaives in lane? It's ridiculous.
It's like a quarter of your HP.
Yeah, dude, he can bully you so hard just with like really basic int items. It's actually insane.
1-0, last hits. Havost.
Got him.
Here we go. Phonic coming in. Whoa, almost. Iceberg will get the bounty rune down bottom. Looks like TA gets it up top. So Dendy gets himself a bounty. That'll get him nice and close to his bottle timing. What do we have here?
TA against Windrunner.
I actually think that it's completely dependent on a TA's play. So if you're really good at using side blades, you can do fairly well in this lane. If you are not good at side blades, then the Wind Ranger will probably beat you. But it's Dendy, so I'm assuming it'll probably beat you in either
The
lane.
side blades go through Windrunner.
Yeah. You can't miss a side blade hit.
Yeah.
Like if the origin attack hits, then the side blade hits.
Yeah, I guess because it's like a spell technically.
Yeah. I mean, it's a kind of a struggle early on for Wind Ranger or for TA because Wind Ranger has really good damage, and she also is very hard to harass for a TA because your range is so tiny. So you're basically like a melee hero, right?
Yeah.
For most intents and purposes, at least, till later.
So it's an Ogre Queen of Pain off lane for Na'Vi. They will do a 2-1-2. Interesting setup.
I kind of expected it though. I mean, ever since the introduction of 6.84, people have been doing offlane Queen with like a beefy frontline hero. It's just so common. Okay, Phonic is getting wrecked there.
Yeah, that's that Grave Chill difference like you were talking about.
Yeah.
Huge.
Up top, it's tricky for Goriats here. PSM just poking him back. He went for the Curse of the Silent level 1. You actually don't see that often, but against Spirit Breaker, it's really good. Not really much he can do to deal with it. He only gets one charge anyway, so.
You can get him powering haste.
Yeah. Oh, does that actually toggle it off?
Yeah, it gets rid of it.
Okay, I lied. But a good read, I guess, from PSM. Either way, it's like you drain his mana or you force the Spirit Breaker to take an early point in powering haste that he wouldn't otherwise want.
Yeah, I mean, you can just click on him, and then if you see that he doesn't have the passive, then you just know he doesn't have it.
Yeah, that's true as well.
Oh my god, I actually forgot about this lane. Axe Silencer. This is like a really old school.
The ultimate dot lane.
Yeah, yeah.
This? No, it's not a first blood. It's just kind of close. All right, this is really tough.
He's got a lot of regen, though. I think he'll actually be able to go back and get some experience. At best, he should definitely... Oh, no, he's not checking rune because Iceberg's got it on his own.
Yeah. PSM's nearly out of mana as well.
Yeah. If he can just get a Sage's Mask, it makes a big difference here.
On Spirit Breaker?
On the Silencer. Yep, first blood down bottom. Phonic will find it all by himself. The Ogre wasn't even there to help, but he will have to pay with his life. Spectre gets the kill there. The first blood, I guess you could say, in favor of Na'Vi, but always scary to give a Spectre extra gold this early on.
Yeah, I don't know if that's worth it, actually. Hard to say.
Yeah.
I think with Spectre, you don't actually mind your support dying if you get a last hit on the hero.
I'd be happy with that.
Yeah, I actually would.
Yeah.
All you...
Oh, Shackle mid. Dendy takes a power shot. He'll be okay. Looks like the Wind Ranger's starting to get the better of this mid matchup, though. Starting to pull ahead on the CS chart as well.
TA is actually... She is a lane dominator, but she's not a lane dominator until like level 4 and 5.
Yeah,
like
she
OD.
needs a bit of space. Yeah.
Oh, Van Score. He's got the pipe. What a player. The pipe of Van Score.
Is it rare or something?
The pipe of Dezen. Yeah, it's super rare. It was, well, obviously it looks cool. It looks like Pipe of Insight. It's got super glowy effects. It's got weird particles too, where they're not independent. When you move it, the particles stay on top of it, so it looks kind of funky. But it's rare because it was like the ultra rare drop in one of the Nexon chests from like KDL Season 2. So obviously like nobody bought it. It's like one of the $300 items.
Fired.
Yeah. I mean, there's just not a big player base in Korea. Oh, Goriats, he's dead here. Very nice. PSM gets a freebie. Now back down bottom. Seneko. Uh-oh, the Ogre. He bit off more than he could chew. They'll scrape a little bacon off his back and send him back home. People dying left and right here. Spectre gets another one.
Yeah, it's not ideal. you go Vanguard in this game, Andy, and you just fight? Is that the...
I think it would be really good for the style of lineup to go
Yeah.
Vanguard. The other option is you can just go Earn, like Treads Earn Aquila or something like that.
What about Vanguard Diffusal Blade?
He's not getting a Vanguard because he just bought 4 mans.
Okay.
But,
Bummer.
I think that you want the Radiance actually. I think the Radiance is super good against the Queen, the Silencer. Like, even if it doesn't do a ton of damage to the other heroes, you mentioned about canceling Blink on the Axe, I think that's still very useful. Like, sure, regular Haunt will still cancel Blink, but it's not, like, immediate.
True.
You know?
So Spirit Breaker's kind of just rotated around now. It looks like he's given up on the top lane. Actually didn't skill Empowering Haste either. He went level 2 charge, so he's ready to move around.
This is actually a really interesting build.
He's going to hide in Fog here. I think they want to go for a kill on Dendy. Yep, he'll charge on in. Iceberg has the Shackle shot ready, but not going to find an opening for it. Holding on to the power shot for now. There's the Refraction from Dendy, and they'll turn on to Iceberg. It's a TP from PSM, and they will push back the Wind Ranger, as well as keep Dendy alive.
I feel Navi's kind of on a clock here against Spectre. Like, I don't see them dealing with it late game. It's going to be very, very difficult.
The Axe is farming super well, though. Much better than the Spectre, I might add. Even with the 2 kills, I want to say that the Axe has more net worth.
So if you're Axe, do you just buy a Blink Dagger, go bottom
I think
straight
so.
away and kill the Spectre?
Yeah.
That's how I've seen Havos do it mostly. He just like gets a blink and then goes back. Like we were talking about, he's usually not that aggressive player, but he'll channel that old TI1, TI2 Havos and just go ham. Especially when you have an Ogre as well to kind of back you up with stuns, set up for the Quap. I think that's the play. It just feels too slow if you try to go like Vanguard first or something on the Axe.
Yeah, it does, yeah.
I feel like that's one of those like, okay, I didn't get the farm I wanted, I'll go Vanguard just so I can live kind of builds.
Look at his skill build.
Oh. 2 points in the Battle Hunger, interesting.
He also is saving points.
He is holding on to 1 point. He hasn't skilled stats.
I mean, max Battle Hunger isn't bad.
It does a lot of damage
It's
if
a
you can zone
5-second
somebody
cooldown
out.
at level 4, and it does 40 damage a second for 10 seconds. It's 300 damage nuke. That makes him faster.
CIS rejects have kind of a squishy team apart from the Spirit Breaker as well.
Mm-hmm.
You know. Oh.
Snako could be in some trouble here. Is it Artez that's actually the one in trouble? Now the charge coming in. Snako won't be able to finish him off as he gets to the high ground. Vanscore tries to TP home. That was ambitious. Soul Assumption will finish down Ogs McGee. Now Dendy gets charged. Goriet's all by himself, swinging the lantern. Little ring around the rosy here, and Dendy will just walk to the high ground. So a 1-for-1 Dazzle for Ogre. And this time, it's the Visage that gets the kill. So no kill for Artez.
Still think they're pretty happy with this. Like, all you need to do is create a little bit of space for Spectre in this stage of the game.
Snako wasn't TPing in there. They would have gone on Funnick.
Do you think you pressure a host in this? Like, to try and slow down his Blink Dagger and in turn...
He's actually going Vanguard.
Yeah.
Interesting.
If he goes early Crimson and they walk at towers, they are all physical damage heroes right now on CIS, right? Like they rely on auto attacks to actually finish people off. Like sure, you got a power shot, a dagger, and what, Soul Assumption?
Yeah.
That's
Pretty much.
So if he has Crimson and they're just like 5-manning, I actually don't know what they would do to stop that.
It's a fair point. It's really good against
like
the
that.
win royalty.
Yeah, it's amazing.
An early Crimson, I feel like it's easy to underestimate how much damage it mitigates. But was it minus 50 damage for when you have the buff
every
on?
hit.
Every hit.
That's an absurd percentage. Ogre's smoked up here, though. He's roaming around, thinking about having a go at mid. Iceberg.
It's pretty hard to gank this Windrunner.
Yeah, wasn't quite forward enough for his liking. Dendy's also really low on mana here. But they may still go for it. Trap comes out. There's the rotation from the Ogre, but Iceberg will just TP out. Realizes that Snako doesn't have another stun. Vanscore comes in.
Actually, instead.
Yeah.
A little bit of inefficiency.
Yeah, he'll give the XP to Dazzle, so at least there's someone else here.
Yeah.
And he will just run back to the lane.
And Vanscore doesn't even want the EXP. He's like, screw you, man.
I
I don't need your charity. I'm out of here.
A little surprised, actually.
They don't really have any wave clear, actually, now that I think about it. So if Navi do group up, but they've power shot and they've a dazzle heal.
That's actually not terrible.
It's not terrible, but
It ain't great.
it ain't great, no. Especially when you have Queen of Pain like blinking at you, blowing up your dazzle. Okay, so there's definitely a window here where Navi can group up, take towers, and easily take Roshan with the Templar Assassin.
Yeah, we've got an invisible Funnick here. Ultimate at the ready. Oh my, Sentry Ward comes down. Vanscore with the heads up play. Pinging it out like crazy. Whoops, they know he's here.
They had the vision at the bottom rune, so.
Yep. So Nice to try and engage him. Okay, here we go. Right onto Artez. Early Grave comes out. That'll keep the Spectre alive. Now the charge onto Funnick. Gets the bash right away. He'll be able to blink back. Snake on the run as well, but he is completely out of mana. Grave Chill from Always Wanna Fly. Goriet's waiting for the charge cooldown, but it'll be another few seconds. Funnick hanging around. He's got another 5 seconds till the blink. All right, Goriet's not going to go for it here. Okay. Well, they keep their Spectre alive, so that is a victory of sorts. Though she is relegated back to the well.
Yeah, it's a bit alarming, though, that if you look at the CS, it's 25 creep kills on that Spectre. 25.
Is this a Mask of Madness Spectre game?
For the time being, it looks like, yeah, Treads. If you're going to do that, you got to buy a Keeler. Like,
Okay.
You can't just go Mask of Madness without it.
Is tread switching not enough?
No, it's not enough. But if you Tread Switch and have a Keeler, it is enough. And
Yeah.
you'll actually stay at, like, full mana pretty much.
Navi have a staggering lead, actually.
They're doing
5K experience, 4K net worth. They're only 9 minutes in.
Yeah, it's because the Axe is freaking owning. Like, he's got 86 CS right now at less than 10 minutes.
And they stacked for him as well.
Yeah, they stacked a lot
so.
of camps and they rotated him to the jungle.
So I wonder if he keeps on Brown Boots and he goes Blink, or if he actually finishes the Crimson.
See, I love the support silencer when you have it in a role like this where someone can just
Yeah,
rotate
that's
into the
fine.
jungle so easily, and then, yeah, he can pick up some solo XP and farm. Always
The
want to
creep
fly.
block.
In some trouble here. Gets the Berserker's Call. That'll be an easy one for Vost. Chop, chop, indeed.
Because he needed it better early game.
Yep.
Yeah, you do.
God, he is actually... I don't think it... I wish we had a stats man, because I don't know if I've ever seen an Axe have this much fun this early in the game.
Goriet's taking some damage from Dendi. He'll charge away. Seneko doesn't have the stun. Oh, how unfortunate for Navi. That would have been an easy kill on the Spirit Breaker. Okay. But yeah, so how do you start to control an Axe that's this out of control? All right. Oh, drops the ult. Van score. Oh, still gets him. Doesn't
He's gonna
grave.
pay for that.
Yeah, Artez going to try to finish him off, but Funnick's just going to run for it here. He won't have the blink. TP comes in. He'll sip the bottle. They want to turn. Maybe they can grab Artez here. No, has the dagger cooldown, but he's going to save it. Pops the healing salve instead. And gives the lane over to Axe. Uh-oh. The big boy's in town. If he wants the blink, he's going to have it in another creep wave.
Yeah, I think he's just getting Blink.
Yeah. Dendi getting some ancient stacks as well.
Yep.
Boosting
yeah,
him
there you
up.
go.
Navi Dota. They're looking way stronger in this game.
Yeah, they're actually doing super well right now.
Yeah. Iceberg. He'll be able to survive for now. Funnick getting charged as Artez juking and jiving in the tree line. He's got the dagger, but doesn't have the range for it. Funnick needs to be a little bit careful here, although Havost is ready and waiting nearby. Ship chopping at the tower.
Oh, they got a
Take
charge.
a look at Dire Vision here. He sees the charge coming in, blinks back. Now the global comes out. Gorietz will be stopped dead in his tracks. Axe connects with one on the Berserker's Call, but doesn't quite get Iceberg. Dazzle drops a heal bomb, and Havost will start to retreat.
Oh,
Shackle
Shackle.
connects from the range creep. Here's the Haunt from Spectre. He'll have a couple options to choose from, but he just wants to chase down PSM. Now the charge onto Havost. He's going to be in a lot of trouble indeed. Shallow grave as they try to turn it around. This Axe is damn tanky. He doesn't have the mana for the call, and he will fall. It's a 1-0. Goes the way of the CIS rejects.
You know, if Havost was on his A game, he could have bought the Blink and blank.
Blinked it.
He could have blanked out. No, he could have, yeah.
Yeah.
Blanked.
Could have gotten out.
Yeah.
But, I think he got hit a little bit faster than he was expecting.
He didn't take much. It took them a while to kill him though. He didn't take much damage from the Windrunner ulti.
I think what happened was he saw that the grave came out, and he maybe thought he had enough mana for Culling Blade, but he didn't. And then he walked down and, you know, was like, oh yeah, I'll get this dunk. And he's like, oh, just kidding. I'm actually just dead.
Charge onto Dendi. Seneco's nearby, but so is the Wind Ranger. Shackle onto Seneko. They're going to try to turn this one around. It's Goriet's taking the bulk of the damage. Dendi will blow him up. He's got a double damage rune on. Makes it just a little bit easier. He'll be on the run, but now Funnick on his way in. Doesn't have an ulti and will be able to blink back to safety as he walks into the danger zone. Always want to fly. Very far forward. Dendi now caught by a shackle. Iceberg doing the big damage. The soul assumption gets mitigated by the refraction, but down it goes. Huge sonic wave from Funnick on 3. Havos with the 3 hero berserkers call. Line them up and knock them down. The double kill for the Axe as they trade 1 for 3. Oh, Havos, the big
God.
breadwinner there. That was sick.
Well, that made up for the not blinking away thing.
Yes, it did.
Yeah.
Excellent.
Just great setup from Navi all around. You had the
Yeah.
sonic wave to soften them up, and then
Funnick played amazingly.
Axe just chopped
Yeah.
him.
Even Dendi got a decent amount of damage and kind of clumped them all up around him.
You know, there was a time in which Artstyle literally bought Vanguard in every single game.
I remember.
This item is super legit.
Didn't
I wish Merlini was here to yell at you and then argue with you.
He hates Vanguard, I know.
He hates Vanguard more than anything.
It used to be broken though. The Vanguard, they fixed
Yeah, it didn't have the right amount of block.
it. It had more.
I thought it had less.
It was better than it should have been at one stage.
Are you sure about that?
No.
I thought it was
not sure
worse
about
than
it.
it should have been.
It was at one stage as well.
Okay, so it like went from being worse than it should have been to better than it should have been.
I think so, yeah.
Okay. All right. Well, either way, decent item.
Oh, Van Score caught in the jungle by the blinking axe. PSM is nearby, and not much a Dazzle
That
can
last
do.
word caught him so off guard there.
He's
Yeah.
like, oh.
I mean, he wouldn't have lived either way, but still kind of funny.
Yep. Well, Axe versus Dazzle. This is when it is not fun to be the Dazzle. An Iceberg. Oh, he's a bit too far forward. Havost misses the Berserker's call. But now they're coming in. Charge from Gorietz. There's a Shackle. Connect on the Illusion. Hoping for two heroes there. Multicast from the Ogre onto Iceberg. Now the Global Silence comes out. They bring down the Wind Ranger. And Soul Assumption almost enough to finish off Funnick. But he will just barely live from the bottle sipping. Gorietz charging forward onto PSM. He gets the Shallow Grave. Now Artez. Reality's in from the Haunt. And Na'Vi are on the back foot. They'll lose their Ogre Magi as well. Artez on a dominating spree. Ends up working out okay for the CIS rejects, though they're going to lose the Spirit Breaker as well. The Ignite damage ticks him down.
Yeah, Artest could have got 3 kills there, though.
Yeah, if he had a TP to the Queen of Pain.
Yeah. He could just go straight to Funnick, hit him once, kill him, and then go back.
And Funnick was on like 30 HP, something
He
like
was
that.
lower than that, even.
Yeah.
Oh, Blink call mid.
Oh, yeah, Dendy split pushing up top with his Desolator. They're going to get a freebie on the Visage. But this is a Deso TA now. I like the split pushing play from Dendy. He'll get a tier 1 tower out of this.
I think they just go Roshan soon.
Yeah.
They actually have a huge lead right now.
They need to play around the Haunt cooldown, because like giving Arets them kind of, you know, double kill, that kind of stuff, it's definitely not what you want to do against Spectre. You need to completely shut him down. Maybe even gank him to initiate the fight.
Yeah. Forget about Roche, Andy. There's kills to be had. Na'Vi are posturing aggressively towards this bottom lane.
Nah, they're Roshan killers.
Okay, you're right. Damn it.
All right, so
Curses. Queen of Pain, though, going first item Yules. Don't see that too often.
I like it though in this game. The thing is, as the offlane queen, you're not really gonna have like the quick Aghanims timing or anything like that normally. So having a thing that stops, for instance, Wind Ranger from escaping or stopping a teleport out, Queen typically doesn't have that kind of utility. But due to their lineup, like Dendy is obviously gonna go Blink at some point. Havost already has his. Funnick has his own Blink. Their chasing potential is crazy high.
Yeah.
With this kind of Queen build. So
That's a good point.
you can interrupt the Spirit Breaker a lot as well.
Yes.
Stop his ulti, stop his charge.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. The Spirit Breaker. That's the other big one.
man, I actually just want to play Dota now. We just play Dota.
Just watching this is just making you want to queue up some pubs.
I just want to make Vanguards. That's all I want to do. I mean, sometimes when I see an item, I like change my stance on it from time to time. Like sometimes I feel like it's bad, sometimes I feel like it's good. And for a long time I was with Ben, I thought Vanguard was like pretty mediocre. But now I see it and I'm like, I think I should give it a try again.
Especially with Crimson Guard.
I've misjudged you, Vanguard.
I think the Crimson Guard makes the item so much better. Like
That's-
beforehand, you used to just have this Vanguard in your item at like, or in your inventory at like 30 minutes.
Oh, they're going to walk right into Iceberg. Pavos, that was an interesting blink. Still catches him with the Berserker's Call, and Wind Ranger should still be going down here. But
How did that hit him?
that was
I'm so confused.
that was really weird. He blinked into the trees like right here, and just barely, there was like that one little edge of the
Yeah,
circle. I'm surprised it caught him too.
Almost once more.
Yep, Global Silence, always want to fly.
Dead.
Gonna be the one that's caught out here. Line him up. And that's a mega kill streak for the red man. And that's a Crimson Guard now completed. Also a Force Staff, which he's picked up.
He has force and team. Oh my god.
he's
He's
just
actually
balling.
a monster right now.
He's actually.
I mean, this game's just out of control. All of a sudden, it's a 12k gold net worth, or net worth and experience lead. They're gonna get this tier 1 tower. Map control being limited here.
How's Spectre getting on? Give us a little look. 1.2 gold.
Got the Aquila.
Is that the sign?
This is, it seemed like such a good start for the Spectre. He's 4-0-4. You look at that and go, wow, he's really had a great game, but they've just limited the space that he can farm so
Yeah.
effectively.
Yeah.
They pulled the attention from the supports elsewhere, and
I think this could be a Master Madness game though.
Yeah, I think so too.
The thing is, he needs to be able to like jungle farm. That's the biggest issue.
And even do damage when he can as well.
Yeah.
Like,
he
on having
can't
less
go
mana.
to the lane. That's the other problem. Triple blink? No way. Like you cannot go to lane.
It's still risky enough for Navi to push high ground. Like it kind of is. They have the Aegis, sure,
Do you
but
think so?
but
if they overextend, they get a good Spirit Breaker charge. Like Visage as well from the high ground, like pumps out a lot of damage.
Yeah, I kind of feel like they lack that real like wombo combo, you know?
Yeah.
Like sometimes you just have a Darkseer, you got a Winter Wyvern, you got good choke point abilities. I don't really feel like CIS Rejects have that this game. Like, Shackle is the only thing.
Yeah.
And I like, there's no Shaker, there's no nothing. Like,
Yeah.
it's kind of just a skirmish lineup.
Yeah,
and they're not winning.
I'm kind of assuming that Navi will overextend. You know what I mean? Like.
Yeah, they could. It's possible.
Looks like they do want to keep the aggression on. I think they really want to make use of this Aegis. They've got another, what, 2 minutes left on it, so they'll try to get at least one more tier 2 tower with it, maybe force a fight. I think it's the play for now. If they can continue to maintain map control, though, and limit where the Spectre farms in the jungle, I don't think they're in quite as much of a hurry as we had originally thought. I mean, they're really far ahead.
When you have full map control, you can kind of delay the game as long as you want, as long as you
Yeah.
don't make
Book
a
them up
huge mistake, and yeah, you continually apply pressure just by assuming the enemy team's jungle and not giving them the space
Oh,
they
they're
need.
gonna
There
fight
we
top.
go, the TP reaction. Dendy in the front line, so TP to the front of the tower. Ghoster always want to fly, takes the Grave Chill. Takes one for the team. Havos coming around the backside. Goriets, are they going to find him in the trees? Yeah, they sure will. A little miscommunication there with the Yules as well as the Berserker's call. He'll be able to charge away. Dendy, meanwhile, still just chasing him down and not really getting too much accomplished. So Na'Vi, big reaction.
Wait, he Yules pre-charge. Interesting.
Yeah.
Okay. Well,
I think they both just, oh, it's him. Let's isolate him. And
yeah.
When did they change that, Andy? So when you use someone you call, they're not.
Huh?
You used to be able to call out of Yules or in Yules. So they when they come down this, is that correct?
I think you still can, can't you?
Well, it didn't happen there.
Oh, it didn't. Okay, I was looking at the other chase.
yeah,
I
it's a
didn't see
maxed
that.
out Berserker's call as well, so he would have still been taunted.
Is that reborn?
You know, I remember reading that change. It might have been 6.84. I don't know if it was
Okay.
a 6.85 change.
Honestly, I have no clue. Some abilities I know do that. Like when you get dusted, for example, and you're in Yules, the dust still hits you.
Exactly. Yeah.
Even though you're technically invulnerable.
and
like Hook
Storm
hits you.
Spirit, you can
Yeah. I
you
don't
can
know.
call
That's
out a
weird.
Storm Spirit zip.
Dota 2 is a complicated game.
Why can't they just make it simple? Like
Because then,
Because then it wouldn't be as much fun. Hello.
that's true. Then people wouldn't shout at me for being wrong.
honestly though, like what other game besides Dota can you have like a really good game and just be like, God, that was good.
Yeah,
you know?
that's true.
You're just like, man, I played that well. I think there's got to be some kind of like,
I don't know. Do you think pro Counter-Strike players get that feeling from a really sick headshot around a corner?
well, yeah, of course, but that game has its own difficulties, right?
Yeah.
Like it's a different kind of difficulty, I think, than Dota.
Oh, 100%, yeah.
Dota's having like ridiculous amounts of knowledge and understanding of what points in the game you're supposed to be doing what.
It's like you need
particular
the
action.
combination. You need the mechanical skill as well as the knowledge. But here we go. Artez gets caught in the jungle. They even deploy the global for this. They really want him. Do they have the damage? Yeah, they do. He tries to TP home. Axel
He
shut
has
down that
bots?
dominating streak.
Alright.
They're pretty farmed.
Oh, God.
This
Mid
guy's-
lane. Now Goriets, he'll be the one that gets initiated on. The Ogre walks in to start things off. Shallow Grave comes out, but it'll just delay the inevitable. Nice ult from Funnet. Connects on 2 on the back line. They get the Spirit Breaker. Now Iceberg, he's the target of choice. He's already used his win run. They've got the damage, and she's going down. This CIS Rejects team is just starting to crumble under the pressure.
Well, they were not ahead for a very long time, and now they are farther behind.
They were never really ahead, actually.
It just looks like a freaking.
You can actually see. Okay, so the tiny little upswing.
A little bump
No,
there.
no, no.
Oh, right there.
This one here, yeah. This is when Havost went bottom without a blink dagger, and then he's like, okay, I need a blink dagger, and then it keeps going back down.
Yep. You're right, actually.
Well,
That was the only time when I was like, okay, CIS Rejects can do this.
And at this point, the Queen of Pain almost has a Aghanim Scepter. We were talking about how, okay, didn't get the great start, had to go Yules, and this is 22 minutes. Still a very solid timing here.
I mean, even when we were talking about offlane Queen, considering he was offlane, he actually did have a lot of money. He could have gone Yules first, but I still.
You mean Eggs first?
Yeah, Eggs first, yeah. But I still think Yules is perfectly fine in this
Yeah,
game.
it is good this game. And you look at the inventories of this Radiant side, and what do you got? Part of an Ags, Blink Dagger on the Wind Ranger with the value point booster.
Yeah. Especially against a Crimson
Oh, and-
Guard, your ulti's doing nothing.
So they got Mech Crimson, and CIS have no Mech.
Medallion? They have a medallion.
They have
Yeah.
Medallion, yeah. Their Spearbreaker has Treads. I actually think it's going to be so difficult to win
I mean,
any
Dendy's
fight.
like 200 gold from a BKB as well.
Yeah.
That's also brutal. Oh, Axe, assisted camera, thank you. There we go. Jumps on Always Want to Fly, and this Visage is in a world of hurt. He doesn't have any friends nearby. They'll chase him down, and it'll be Quap that gets that one. Yeah, no getting away from the Ogre when he's got that Ignite.
Okay, so the question is Havos going for Bloodstone Aghanims.
Octarine.
Or Octarine, yeah. Those are the 3 choices. We have to figure it out before he gets it.
Okay,
If
the
we're
obvious,
wrong-
I think
the
the
obvious
Aghanims
one
is-
is Ags. Yeah.
yeah.
Right. That's what I think too. But
Octarine for shorter cooldown on call, blink and force. Bots.
exactly.
You bought bots?
He actually has such an efficient build for
He
buying
does,
an
yeah.
Octarine.
Alright, let's do it.
You're not thinking it's going to be Scotty? Come on, guys.
That's true.
It could be Scotty. I've built Scotty on X before. Battle Hunger and Scotty, you cannot run away. It is actually impossible.
That sounds like a lose
You know,
game.
I didn't really think
No,
about
I
that.
won
but
that game. If you have a Scotty on X, how have you not won the game?
I don't know.
Unless you literally buy it first, and then you probably lost the game.
Yeah,
And
to
he
be
said
fair,
this is a
Andy,
good
that's
idea.
a pretty back and forth. Like, yeah, I don't know if you rushed at Scotty. I guess you're tanky. That's something.
You
Listen,
can slow them with your axe.
I have
It's
gone-
kinda cool.
Unlimited mana for battle hungers. That's good.
dude, the real Axe build is Treads, Shadowblade, Basher. So you initiate, right? You Silver Edge them into a call, and you just right-click the crap out of them and then chop them. Don't even need to spin. Don't even skill spin.
Spin's irrelevant. Actually.
Isn't? Yeah, I was gonna say, isn't like Bash kind of counterintuitive to
No, you know,
counter
you
healing?
just don't even need spin. You only have like 1 point for the early like farming.
I
phase.
feel so bad for the people watching the stream that are like that are actually trying to learn Dota. You know, they're really giving it their all.
Listen,
And Andy's
man.
giving these terrible ideas.
I mean,
What do you
that's-
mean terrible?
Oh.
I've seen. Okay, you can't say my ideas are terrible when Lumi went Midas Octarine Void.
Okay.
Midas
Literally
Octarine
Midas
Void.
Octarine Rush.
What the hell is that?
We
For
lost.
the lower cooldown on Midas.
We
What is that his logic?
lost. Yes.
The lower cooldown on Midas.
I'm
Oh
pretty,
my
yeah, I've
God.
done it before.
All right.
Why not just buy a Battle Fury if you want to do that? Okay, here we go. Artez. Oh, wrong place at the wrong time.
Oh.
Charge coming in onto Seneko.
He is so poor. Oh my God.
Nice.
Are
He
they
might
actually
get
going to
away.
save this? Wow, he gets away. Nice
What a
charge.
beast.
But multiple fights breaking
could've
out
killed
here.
him.
Van Score is up. They'll take the ulti to himself, but he'll survive. Meanwhile, in the mid, PSM mechs up. They will retreat, but Artez comes in. They're going to get this kill on PSM for sure. Dendi will now back out. Queen of Pain's on the way. And meanwhile, in the dire jungle, Axe finishes off the Spirit Breaker. That was a weird series of fights. You had
Yeah.
Funnick soloing the Dazzle up here.
Yeah.
You had Dendi in the mid lane kind of running away from all of them, lost his silencer.
Look at his gold, Zayori. It's happening.
He's got it.
Is he going for it?
Oh,
Right.
look at the courier. He's trying to ninja it up to the shop.
I mean, if he buys Radiance right now and they win like 1 or 2
Did you
high
need
ground
one
fights,
fight, Andy?
you think it's only 1? I think it has
Yeah.
to be like more than 1.
I
I mean, look
know.
how far behind they are, dude. It's
They are
definitely more. They're like
mega
25. They're 1K per minute.
All right,
mark.
I'm with Shane. 1 fight.
Spectre.
This is it. 1 fight.
All right. Expect
Even
it's a
with
rampage.
you know what,
Maybe
Roshan's irrelevant. The Aegis. 1 fight. 1 fight. Literally 1 fight.
one fight. All that comeback mechanic.
Look, they got Solar Crest now. It's on.
Oh, they do actually. That's pretty legit.
Yeah, he just went for the value. I like the tendency of some of these heroes to just go for the value point booster. Wind Ranger did it as well as the Visage this game. He's really smart.
Especially against Axe. You know, having a little bit more HP to try and avoid these things.
Yeah.
Middle lane, they're baiting it out here.
Seneko maybe in some
Solar
trouble.
Crest?
All right.
That burst.
It's a nice little pick off.
Wait
Now
for the-
Gorietz, though, he's going to have to pay for it. Shallow Grave, very
Where-
nice. But
where's
he
the
doesn't
both?
have any mana for the charge. Oh, and now Dazzle. He's put up in the air. The Pipe of Desmond's a flopping. Big ultimate from Funnick. Iceberg gets caught by Havost, and, well, just one more fight, guys.
It's a soul booster. It's a soul booster.
It is a soul booster.
So, Octarine.
Well, we don't know for sure. It could be Bloodstone still.
Could be.
I think he might get Bloodstone just for the mana regen, but I still think Octarine would be way cooler.
It'd be.
It would definitely be cooler. There's no doubt about that.
Alright, what? Spectre got the ratings finished?
Oh God, no.
Do you sell the Aquila? I think you sell the Aquila.
I think you solo.
Oh, Permanent Shield, yeah.
I sell
Yeah.
your treads. Those things are useless.
I mean, they've got to do something quick here. No buyback on the Wind Ranger.
It's only 20 seconds.
That's a mid lane of barracks down, bottom lane, taking a lot of damage. Tier 3's almost dead. Here we go. There's the Radiance. He sold the poor man's shield.
It's time, boys.
This needs to be the reality
Oh,
for the
the
Aegis, but the
silence.
global. Oh no, Artez in the back line. He just can't handle it. Spirit Breaker gets brought down. No buyback on him. And it's only a Sonic Wave to make it happen. Na'Vi are very low on mana, but now Artez gets caught by Havost. He does manage to get off the ultimate, but the damage. Where's the damage? I'm not feeling this Radiance burn. Who's going down first? Van Score gets off a nice grave in the clutch. They'll lose Silencer on the back line.
Always
Now,
want to fly.
always
not
want
be
to
able
fly is... Yeah, he's in no man's land.
He missed twice.
Beautiful.
3 times.
Oh, the Solar
Oh
Crest.
my God,
Havost
it's
is gonna
happening.
die. What happened?
They missed like 3 times. With
He
the
actually
Radiance.
missed 3 times on the Solar Crest, yeah.
So Radiance with the Solar Crest.
Yeah.
Yeah,
He's
you're
got
right.
Aghanims almost.
Yep.
All right, let's look at this recap.
It's
All
actually, oh, 4K gold isn't as much as I expected.
So a fourth, 25% of the difference,
yeah.
right?
It's pretty good.
One fight.
So
One fight.
Spectre's up to 2K gold. All right. Well, it took him a lane of barracks and a tier 3 tower.
Yo, the
so-
Spectre's already back up to 2100. That's Yasha. Or buyback. Nah, buyback's for sissies. It's definitely Yasha.
Screw Yasha. You need the buyback, dude.
No.
You really do.
Look, anyone who's new to the stream, you buy Yasha. You just go all in.
And I quote, buyback is for sissies.
Yeah.
So
Look,
I
if you
can't
die
wait
in
until
game, you
they
die
buy
in
back
real
out.
life
Look at these
anyway.
pansies, not just rolling over.
Dude.
My God.
You gotta stick to your
okay,
guns.
I'm kind of with you a bit, Andy. You're at a stage in the game where you're so far behind. You need.
Yeah, if you
everything-
die, you lost. if
Unless you
die.
have Hunt.
If
Yeah.
Navi you're walking down middle lane or bottom lane or any lane, and you're dead, by the time you buy back, the rest of your team is dead.
You could argue that if you initiate without Hunt, with just Radiance, like run in like a madman,
And die instantly,
and die pretty quickly and do a bit of damage, and then buyback.
I guess. I mean, I'm not arguing that buyback haunt is bad. Obviously, it's very good. But I just think that he is actually so underfarmed that it won't matter.
500 gold pieces until
See, my
the-
advice is good.
Yeah. 500 gold pieces so the presumed Octarine comes out. Are you guys ready?
It's gonna be beautiful. Actually, what's the hover over battle?
Battle Hunger? 5 seconds?
And the other one? Call?
So it's
10
going to be
seconds.
a 3.5 second cooldown on Battle Hunger or something like that, right?
All right, let's take a look here. Shackle connects on Dendy.
They can.
They've got the Haunt, they've got the Global. Both teams ready to rock and roll. Shotguns loaded up, ready to pull the trigger. Melee barracks fall. The Desolator makes this a lot easier for Na'Vi.
Someone needs to do something.
Charge coming in. All right, there's the Yules. Put to good use. Now they're going to come back in. Shackle on Dendy again. But he's got the Refraction on. They've got the Crimson Guard as well. He doesn't take any damage. And they lose a familiar. Okay, resummon from always gonna fly. Goriats just gets chopped down by the TA. She's got a full Desolator, by the way, as well as an Aegis. This is a bit of a disaster now for the rejects. No Spirit Breaker for 30.
Oh,
The
yeah,
noose is
Octarine,
tightening
boys.
here, boys. How did that not latch?
Octarine's on the way. Square screen item. Get a Havos.
Oh my god.
I'm excited.
It's gonna be sick. He has the perfect items for it.
Hey, it's Dusty
So
the
4 staff
Husky.
cooldown goes to 15. Blink Dagger goes to 9.
Yeah.
Bots go to 33.
The
That's
33
good.
seconds on bots is actually ridiculous.
It is.
And then a 7.5 second cooldown on Berserker's Call.
That's.
That
pretty-
actually means, okay, so Adaptive Strike, you're stunned for almost 50% of the time. With Octarine and Call, you are called almost 50% of the time. That's actually nuts to think about, though, right?
Here we
Just how
go.
annoying is that?
Global Silence. Havost, he kind of doubles back here. The ultimate from Queen of Pain brings down the Spirit Breaker. Now they get the Visage as well. They're just dropping like flies on the Radiant side. Artez still hasn't been able to ult. They've already lost the tier 3 tower. They're going to have to force a fight here as a 5v3. Na'Vi are just finding these perfect initiations. They're utilizing the Silencer exactly as they need to. Shackle onto Havost and PSM. But Iceberg's got to poke forward for it.
He
There
does
we go.
no damage.
Haunt's been used, and they call it
Yeah.
GG
I-
before the fight's even over.
I think looking at him at the damage Windrunner did to a host, you know, they're just like, okay, we can't actually kill him. Okay,
Yeah,
so
that was pretty
I
demoralizing.
want to ask you about the bottom fight, Andy. They got like
Yeah.
2 really good shackles on Dendy, but they didn't hunt for either of them.
I think when you're at this stage in the game and the enemy team is so far ahead, even if you land a good shackle, you still want them to be committing. So like if they're committing to the